Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. How many of you would agree that we live in a fairly challenging century compared to like the last century? If you look at the news today compared to 20 years ago, it's not as uplifting as it was. It's not as uplifting today as it was back then, yes? Yes. So one of my personal passions is thriving, or another way to say that might be self-realization. And I feel like a lot of the lessons I'm learning along my path are really helpful for navigating the 21st century, and that's what I want to share with you today. I'm going to liken it to gardening, tending to yourself as you would tend to a garden, your inner landscape, your outer landscape, cultivating those to thrive no matter what's going on, no matter what's brewing in the outside world. I'm going to start with the outer landscape. By that I mean, how are you showing up in the world? Understanding how you show up and choosing mindfully how you show up. And I have a couple of questions to ponder. One is, what kinds of activities make you light up from head to toe? For me, when I was a kid, I loved roller skating. Loved it. I roller skated on the driveway. I roller skated in the roller rink, and every time another one bites the dust would come on the speaker, faster and faster and faster, my heart would be beating. I loved it. It lit me up, and it still does, and I still go roller skating on adult skate night. So think about what makes you light up from head to toe. Maybe now, maybe in the past, any kind of activity. Who would like to share one example? Something that makes you light up.
My pets, my animals, even with the feral cats.
Thank you for sharing, yes. It's just different for everyone. It can be anything, really. Another question to consider in how you are showing up in your outer landscape is, what kind of activities put you in the flow? Flow is a psychology term, and it means that fine line between being over-challenged and bored. So it's like, you're not over-challenged, you're not bored, you're in the zone, you're in the flow, and you're so into it that you lose track of time. That's a marker of being in the flow. For me, one example of an activity that helps me get in the flow is solving puzzles. I can totally lose track of time solving puzzles. Think about something or what kinds of things you do that you lose track of time. And I would like one example, somebody else. Yes?
District visits, visiting Toastmasters districts around the world. Absolutely. Totally lose track of time, totally in the flow.
Very cool. Thanks for sharing. Awesome. So for all of us, it can be different because we all have unique things that make us light up from head to toe. That's our outer landscape. Let's talk about the inner landscape. Come here, look at you guys a little more. So inner landscape has to do with listening. It has to do with listening to the space between your thoughts. You got to create that space to allow gut instincts to come in, to allow inspiration to come in, and then that will inform your decisions on where you are, whatever the context is, and allow you to thrive. So some questions to consider are, currently, when do you tend to get inspiration? For me, I do technical work at work. When I'm stuck in a problem at my desk, if I just get up, go for a walk, maybe go to the restroom, come back. By the time I get back to my desk, I have an idea. So that getting up has cleared out my head enough to allow inspiration to come in. That's one way that I experience today, inspiration. A lot of people get inspiration in the shower. There's other ways. So think about this for a second, and I'm curious to hear if there's an example that someone would like to share where you currently experience.
When I walk my dog, we go in nature at least once a day, sometimes twice. There's nothing else to do but absorb that nature, and I get this inspiration then. So rainy days sometimes, I don't get it.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Kathy. So another question you can consider for cultivating your inner landscape is, what kinds of activities can you do to clear your head so that you do have more time for the inspiration, the gut instincts to come in? There are lots of examples for this. For me personally, yoga is an activity that helps clear my head. And one from you guys, somebody different. Yes.
Swimming.
Cool. Thank you for sharing. So again, it's unique to everyone, but there are certain activities that help clear our head and that can help us flourish by, oh my goodness, time is flying. All right, so in inner landscape, we got it. Let's move on. You could also call it intuition. Albert Einstein was even a fan of intuition. He said, the intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant. They're both good, but if you cultivate that inner mind, then you're cultivating stuff that's going to help you flourish. In closing, I want to talk about a few famous people. Madonna, Muhammad Ali, you got the rest. People who are at the top of their game. They all do things that put them in the flow. They all do things that make them light up from head to toe. They're all tuned into their instincts. Inspired drives their success. You could say that they are the epitome of thriving. Yes. So my charge to you is to think about ways that you can cultivate your inner landscape, cultivate your outer landscape to thrive. How can you thrive every day? How can you thrive every day? And if we cultivate those gifts that are uniquely ours, because they're all, it's different for everyone. No one could be any one of these people because they're so uniquely themselves. If we cultivate those gifts that are uniquely ours, then we will flourish and will thrive. And we'll be celebrated for who we are. Madam Pitmaster.